Joining me, Mr. DP Maheshwari, MD at Jay Shree Tea and Industries. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Let me start with how you're seeing the pricing scenario, sir. The market, at least over the past month or so, have been quite optimistic about prices moving up.
Yes, sir. We are very optimistic, and in last three, 4 sales, first the prices of high-end teas went up by around rupees 10 to 15. And from last week, that is the week just passed by, from that week onward, the common medium tea also has started moving up. So because of the demand-supply equation and crop being very low, and now that season is almost at the end, I expect market to remain very strong and firm, and maybe gain another 10 to 15 rupees a kilo.
Another 10 to 15 rupees a kilo. So just wondering, is this typical seasonal up move? Because you get towards the winter season, all of us want to snuggle under our quilts, get a cup of tea. Is this typical of the season, or is this more than usual?
No, it is not a typical of the season. Normally by this time, because the quality is low and all the rejected quantity comes, the prices actually will drop. But this year, because quantity is extremely low and demand is growing, so the prices are really strengthening, and there is a big shortage in the pipeline.
Just give us some numbers, sir, in terms of shortage. So what is the production numbers likely to look like? What pace is demand growing at? So what is the kind of shortfall we're looking at?
Well, you see, as per industry sources, ending October, the crop should be behind by almost 35 to 40 million kilogram on a yearly production of 981 million kilogram. So it is almost 4% down, and then demand is growing at a very healthy growth rate of around 3%. So that adds additional demand of almost 25 to 30 million kilogram every year. So added to that and that earlier accumulated shortage, we have almost 150 million kilogram shortage in the pipeline. And since season is at the end, the packeteers have to stock up the quantities. So prices will definitely go up, and more so for the good quality teas, which is in really shortage.
Okay, I guess that's great for you. So just a quick word on the production side. So I know that September was weak, October was weak. There's some talk that it may have picked up in the last couple of weeks of November, but I guess it's too late in terms of the whole season.
Exactly. You see, November otherwise also is a very low cropping month, and at best we will make last year's crop. Earlier, at the beginning of the month, we thought in November also we will lose, but maybe in November we might not lose crop. But it's very too late and too little. So maybe another 5 million kilogram may be made up. I'm not very sure, but otherwise the shortage will continue.
So for you in particular and your company, in terms of margin, positive margin impact out of this up move, what would it be, sir?
Well, in our case, my volumes are down. My crops are down by almost 3 million kilogram, but it was a calculated strategy. We have cut down on whatever bought out leaf, and plus our own quantity also is down in line with the industry. But my sale average, because of very high quality, is higher by almost 50 rupees a kilo over last year. So my overall profitability has really jumped, as you can see from the segmental figure. And I expect this momentum to continue in the third quarter also. And for my company, particularly, see, sugar was a drag earlier on. Sugar this year is paying for itself. It is making a handsome profit. So my company's total number should be quite encouraging, quite good.
Okay, but sir, just in terms of any ballpark numbers you can give us, for instance, I think last year's margin overall for the fiscal year was about 33.5 or so. So, how much of an upside could we see on that?
33.5 is not last year's margin. It is last 2 quarters. The thing is, this third quarter also I will maintain the same margin, but fourth quarter for plantation company, normally we lose some crop because there is no, we lose some profit because there is no crop and fixed expenditure is there. So at the year end, I can only suffice it to say that my all-time record profit was in 9-10, and we will surpass that by a good margin.
All right, that's good to hear. Last question, sir, in terms of raising your own prices, you've already done some price increases, but there are more coming up, sir?
Yeah, my prices also are moving up in line with the market, and only thing is last year our prices were not all that great. So my total overall gain, if you take per kilo this thing, it can be 50-55 rupees over my last year's prices.
All right, got that, sir. Thanks so much for joining us, giving us a sense of what's happening. Clearly, the business is moving in a positive direction, which means, the kind of gains that you've seen on the stock may be justified. There is a shortage in terms of production. Demand is growing. That means there will be a shortfall on the tea market, which means prices will move up, margins perhaps better for companies like Jay Shree Tea.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.